Now at 5 o'clock.
The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Monday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And a quiet morning out there, but a very chilly one.
Yeah, that's right, Gary. I mean, roads looking pretty quiet so far today, but you're going to want to grab those extra layers. It is bone chilling out there again. A look at the current conditions outside right now. Those wind chills are hovering in the single digits. It was a -10 about a few minutes ago at Griffiths and Rome. Now we're at 6-degree wind chills. Either way, the difference between, I would say, -5 and 5 degrees, not that big of a difference. Still very cold outside this morning. We have some snow showers getting tracked here, both in Hamilton, Syracuse, Ithaca, and in Rochester, mainly due to some lingering lake effect. And here we are on the Yorkville Battery Live radar. In fact, a lot of this is actually impacting the southern tier, but if you notice, you see this very narrow white band right here and how it fades away. That is basically continuing that lake effect snow through this zone right here. So basically anywhere to the west of my hand here, seeing at least some form of light snow at minimum early today. But that will gradually shift its way north as we head throughout the afternoon hours. So, of course, we're going to be seeing our chance of another round of snow today. Traffic tracker, lots of green. Yes, a few minor slowdowns and some outlying roads. The main roads, though, are plowed. They're treated. Should have really no issues driving to work today. By the way, there looks to be an accident along the thruway between Utica and Syracuse. So, today, after a very cold start, our highs climb to the 20s. Wind chills keep us in the teens today. So it's going to be another cold day like yesterday. We are looking at a warm-up this week, but will it favor enough snow melting, and will this be a sign of what's to come? We'll have the details on this week's forecast straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Actor and director Rob Reiner and his wife.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Monday morning. Time now is 5:10, and what can you expect today? Well, we'll take a look right here in your forecast in a minute as you head out the door this morning. Current temperature at 6 degrees, wind chills, or at least the winds, weakening a little bit. We're at 3 miles an hour, so it does feel like 6. Either way, it does feel very frigid out early today as this continuous stretch of cold continues on. A look at the roadways this morning. As I mentioned earlier on, some side roads will have some light layers of snow, but they are plowed. Again, it's been a very busy stretch, but for at least the morning hours today, you should have really no impacts driving into work for the next few hours. Yorkville Battery Live radar showing some snow showers pretty much through Hamilton and south and east. Areas north, or south and west, excuse me, areas north and east are looking mostly dry early today. So those wind chills this morning starting out near 0 or in the single digits. We climb into the teens this afternoon in terms of feels like temperature, so not really warming up that much. So when you head outside today, of course, you want to grab that thicker winter jacket, some gloves, a wool hat, you name it. Find ways to bundle up today. Certainly the kids too out at the bus stop. But we are tracking some slightly warmer temperatures this week. We'll dive into that coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. A picture most certainly says as 1,000 words, especially a photo right here of an outdoor hibachi grill. Take a look at the snowfall accumulation so far at the base of the Tug Hill Plateau. This photo was sent in to us by Charles Brundage. Thank you for that photo from Charles to News Channel 2. Also, Rochester saw a lot of snow this weekend. A band of lake effect caused a brief burst, making visibility on the roadways near 0 at some points. Temperatures were in the teens, and the wind chill ran in the single digits. Some areas, like Wayne County, just east of Rochester, could see another 2 to 4 inches this morning by daybreak. And Long Island turned into a winter wonderland over the weekend, the first snowfall for them ahead of winter. In Islip, there were reports of nearly 6 inches of snow, and that is the snowiest day in that area in years. Records were also set at JFK Airport. The time right now is 5:13.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. On this Monday, to start out the morning, let's talk about the clear elephant in the room for the past several weeks, which has been the amount of snow we have seen across the area. And here are the latest official numbers for Utica. 37.9 inches of snow in Utica so far, and it's not even winter. You can see here 16.6 is what we usually see around this time every year. So we are 21.3 inches above normal. We are double, more than double, the normal amount of snow so far this year. So to put in perspective, it has been a very winter-like start to the season. Downtown Utica, a live view outside. Roadways are looking pretty clear outside right now. And we look at the Yorkville Battery live radar, still same story. Much of that lake effect taking place in the southern tier, getting influence from the Finger Lakes too. Pretty interesting sight right there as well. But that'll shift its way north and east, and we'll see at least a little bit of snow showers throughout the day today. Not really anything really notable in terms of accumulation, but I'll show that map here in a second. So what happens today? Well, that snow will shift its way north. Heavy snow takes place around Tug Hill again tonight, and then that snow will fade away. We're going to see some warming temperatures as we head towards Tuesday. In fact, toward the middle of the week, we will be above freezing. Yes, there'll be some cold fronts moving in here and there, but the trend toward much of the work week is 30s, maybe even 40s some days too. Let's take a look at the skycast here. So today, cold start, cold afternoon, snow sweeps north, heavy snow staying around Tug Hill in Lewis County and Jefferson County. Tomorrow morning, we start out chilly again. We do climb into the 20s, another cooler day, but mainly quiet for your Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies. By Wednesday, we start out in the 20s, climbing into the 30s by the afternoon. You can see here we're at 37 degrees in Utica, and there's some lake effect rain taking place in areas to our west. Then we'll cool back down again with more warm temperatures expected on Thursday as well. But following that, of course, there could be some cooler temperatures toward the first days of winter. When it comes to snowfall accumulation today, you can see here, not a whole lot, a dusting here and there, much of that snow remaining right around Tug Hill in the intersection of Lewis and Jefferson County. So look what happens here for the temperatures this week. We're in the 20s Tuesday, upper 30s Wednesday, low 40s Thursday and Friday. The warmest time of the week is going to be Thursday night into Friday morning. Then a cold front moves through Friday. We cool down again Saturday 30. The first day of winter arrives on Sunday. Can you believe it, Gary, with all the snow we have on the ground, and the first day of winter is on the horizon. So we'll see how winter shapes up this week, though, looking a little bit more mild.
Yeah.
So
What's up with those things?
see, I don't know. I came into work today and I saw these bows here. I assume maybe for stuff in the studio, but it's looking very festive, Gary.
Yeah, a little bit different look.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. Well, a startling mid-morning once again, and thank you for joining us on this Monday morning. I'm Gary Libitor, meteorologist Eric Gage over in the Weather Center, tracking some bitterly cold temperatures this morning, Eric.
Yeah, that's right, Gary. We're looking at single digits, several degrees below zero. In fact, let's take a look at some of those wind chills across the area. So far, the coldest spots are in Johnstown and in Saranac Lake, both locations at -12. By the way, we were below zero with those wind chills in Rome a few moments ago, but we're back, of course, above zero at 6 balmy degrees this morning. When it comes to conditions today, it's a quiet start in the Mohawk Valley. You have some lake effect snow showers, mainly in the southern tier and portions of the southern valleys, mainly through Hamilton and south and west in those zones right there. You can actually see some enhancement due to the Finger Lakes impacting, again, the Binghamton area in Broome County. When it comes to the traffic conditions this morning, lots of green, but due to said lake effect, there could be some slowdowns between Route 20, between Hamilton, or even up north a little bit toward Pompey, south of Syracuse, that direction right there. The hills of Madison County, Route 20 in that area, might have some dicey locations. So the next 12 hours, it's a very cold starts. We're in the single digits, climbing into the 20s. Wind chills likely remaining in the teens for much of the day today. So it's going to be very cold with a chance of some snow showers this afternoon. You can see it right here. Between 2 and 4 p.m. Not a whole lot of accumulation, but still, snow will be falling from the sky. Then as we head throughout the week, we are looking at some warming temperatures, and beyond that, a first look at our first day of winter. We'll have all the details on that forecast coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning.
News Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back in. Just like that, all the toys are gone. Again, a big thank you to all of you who helped donate to the Stuff the Studio campaign. And our photo of the day today takes us to a scene in Holland Patton. A great photo sent in to us by Lisa of sun and snow, mentioning, of course, the on and off sun and snow showers Holland Patton saw during the day. And honestly, in this scene right here, probably as winter-like as you can get. Everything's snow-covered. You've got that very cold-looking sun, snow in the distance, and, of course, that elusive sunshine in the foreground. Amazing photo shot to those of you watching from Holland Patton this morning. If you have a photo like this you'd like to share with us, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics, that link right there in the corner of your screen. So when it comes to temperatures this morning, it is feeling very cold. Well, temperatures in the single digits, -1 Otter Lake, 7 Little Falls, and 8 in Cooperstown. Wind chills in some spots even below 0 too. But we're going to be looking at some slightly warmer temperatures later on this week. How warm will we get? We'll have the details in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. NBC's The Voice will be
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody, on this Monday. Hope you all had a great weekend. Now, it's been definitely cold and snowy over the last week, 2 weeks. In fact, let's recap the amount of snow we've seen, because if you're wondering just how snowy has it been, well, it's been very snowy, to put it with lack of better terms here. 37.9 inches to date so far this season, 21.3 inches above what we usually see this time of year. And you notice here, that number bigger than this number here, we are more than double the average for this time, I would say December, mid-December averages. So, yes, it's been snowy, and there's even more snow on the way, although it's not looking to be that impactful today. Downtown Utica, a live view outside. Roadways, the main roads looking mainly clear, and the radar showing some snow showers, mainly in the southern tier and some sections of the southern valleys in portions of Madison County and Shenango County. But that snow will sweep its way north today, producing some light snow showers. Not a whole lot of accumulation today from this system. In fact, a lot of that snow is going to set up north in the Tug Hill area, and that's where much of that accumulation will be expected. Notice here, see these colors? These colors indicate atmospheric thickness, a great idea to pinpoint, basically, temperatures. And you notice here we have some warmer looking colors because we're going to see some slightly warmer or more seasonable temperatures. We're looking 30s, maybe 40s for some days today. Yes, a few cool downs here and there, but the trend points to less Arctic temperatures for at least the next 5 to 6 days. So our Skycast shows that snow band sweeping north this afternoon. You can see a brief round of snow. Not a whole lot, again, as I mentioned, in terms of any local accumulations. That stays to our north. Then, by tomorrow, it's a mainly quiet day. Highs in the 20s, mostly cloudy skies, relatively dry too. Then, by Wednesday, we start out in the 20s, climbing above freezing. We could start to see some melting take place in terms of snow, but not a whole lot of melting We're back down below freezing again Thursday morning, but then Thursday looking a little bit warmer. So when it comes to snowfall accumulation today, you can see here, not a whole lot once that band shifts its way north. A lot of that heaviest snow takes place in the areas in dark blue and red, closer to I-81 near Watertown. 7-day forecast. Look at these temperatures here. Looks almost like a warm-up back to what we saw several weeks ago. 37 Wednesday, Thursday 42, the warmest time of the week, Thursday night into Friday. Then we're cooling back down again into the 30s just in time for the first day of winter on Sunday. We'll be right back.
The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Monday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And a quiet morning, as we mentioned, but a very, very cold one.
Yes, grab those extra layers. I know myself, I grab my typical coat and my puffy coat on top of it because I get cold in the morning. And no doubt about it, we did look at those temperatures today. And, well, when we walked in, the wind chills were below zero in the Mohawk Valley. Now, it is at 5 officially in Rome, but it's minus 13 in Johnstown. So do with that information what you will. Either way, it's going to be very cold to start your day. The warmest spot in Dansville at 20 degrees. The rest of the capital region still very cold. A lot of that area below zero. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 radar showing some lake effect to our south and west. This is mainly coming off of Lake Ontario with enhancement off the Finger Lakes here. But this is mainly impacting the southern tier and sections of, say, at least portions of Madison County and Chenango County. But this is going to gradually shift its way north and east throughout the day. So we're going to get our chance of seeing some snow today. Not a lot of measurable accumulating snow, but still, nonetheless, some snow chances this afternoon. Traffic tracker showing lots of green here this morning. Some slowdowns here and some side roads, but you really should have no impacts driving to work today, aside from if you didn't brush off your car yesterday from that snow. You might have to do that early this morning. Still, though, after a very cold start, we do climb into the 20s this afternoon. Wind chills remaining in the teens, so regardless, a pretty cold day today. As we head throughout the week, though, we have some more opportunities for some warmer temperatures, likely above freezing. We'll have a look at that, plus what to expect condition-wise for much of the week straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Some shocking news out of Los Angeles.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back. Time now is 6:11. Happy Monday, everybody. It's a cold one out there. We'll have a look at what you can expect conditions-wise, though, as we head outside in your forecast in a minute. First off, currently it is 5 degrees out officially at Rome. Calm winds after a light breeze brought those wind chills below zero an hour or so ago. So it does feel like 5. Either way, it's a frigid morning out there today. Roadways, they are mainly clear. Obviously, there are some side roads that might have some snow on them. But for the most part, once you hit any main roads, you should be pretty clear and should have very little, if any, impacts heading out to work early today. Yorkville Battery Live radar shows a lake effect snow impacting western New York and the southern tier. In fact, mainly impacting the Binghamton region down south. Some snow showers in Hamilton and south and west, but either way, that is going to shift its way north throughout the day, producing some snow chances. But again, not a whole lot of accumulation expected. The main story today, those temperatures. We begin with those wind chills at near or below zero. We climb into the teens, so definitely bundle up heading out and make sure the kids are bundled up at that bus stop too. Gary?
Eric, thanks. A picture most certainly says 1,000 words, especially in this case right here. A simple photo of an outdoor hibachi grill. Check that out. That is a look at the accumulation so far at the base of the Tug Hill Plateau. This photo was sent in to us by Charles Brundage. Thank you, Charles, for submitting this photo to News Channel 2. And Rochester saw a lot of snow this weekend. A band of lake effect caused a brief burst, making visibility on the roads near zero at times. Temperatures were in the teens, and the wind chill ran in the single digits. Some areas like Wayne County could see another 2 to 4 inches this morning by daybreak. And Long Island turned into winter wonderland over the weekend. The first snowfall ahead of winter for the area there. In Islip, there were reports of nearly 6 inches of snow, which is a lot for them. It is the snowiest day in years. Records were also set at JFK. The time right now is 6:13.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Time now is 6:16, and we begin today with some cold weather. But in the meantime, let's talk about the snowfall. How much snow have we seen so far this season? In fact, the snow season, we can't even just call it this winter because it's not even winter yet. And look at these numbers here, 37.9 inches officially measured in Utica. Our normal sits at 16 inches, 0.6, and 21.3 is our average above normal. You can see here, we're almost double the average here locally. So, needless to say, it has been a snowy one and probably the snowiest early start to the season I can remember in quite a few years. So, in the meantime, it is a not so snowy start to your day. Yes, there's snow on the ground, but roads are clear, they're plowed, they're treated. You should have really no main issues heading out to work this morning. However, as we head throughout the day, we're going to see some of that snow sweep its way back up north into central New York, currently impacting areas west of Syracuse and portions of the southern tier. In the meantime, once it sweeps its way into our area, it'll produce some light snow, in fact, light to moderate snow in some parts, but measurable snow is not that high. So, once that snow band sweeps north, it's going to produce some notable snow accumulations in this zone right here near Tug Hill. Then it will fade away. We're going to see some warmer temperatures work in, and this will continue to be the trend for much of this week. More close to average, in fact, slightly above average temperatures for some days here, heading especially into Wednesday and Thursday. Then we're going to see some cooler temperatures as we approach wintertime. So our Skycast shows that snow band sweeping its way north. Temperatures today peaking in the low 20s. That snow remaining north and west of us overnight into early Tuesday. Then it will fade away. We're going to warm up into the mid-20s by Tuesday afternoon. A quieter day and cloudier day, too. Pretty much nothing really impactful for your Tuesday. Wednesday starts out in the 20s. We climb above freezing in the Mohawk Valley. Chance for some snow to melt a little bit, but still we got cloudy skies and some lake effect rain taking place just off of Lake Ontario. Then by Thursday, we start out in the 30s and we climb temperature-wise up into the 40s by the afternoon. In the meantime, though, in terms of measurable snowfall today, you can see here a lot of that snow taking place north and west of Utica. Your 7-day forecast as we approach the middle of the week, toward the end of the week, see here, Thursday high of 42, Friday high of 41. The key here is that warmest time of the week will take place overnight Thursday into early Friday. We cool down Friday into Saturday. We go from the 40s into the 30s, and then first day of winter at 37 with some snow chances. So the first day of winter on the horizon, Gary, and my goodness, what a season it's already become so far.
Yeah, we've been in winter for about a month
yeah.
now, it seems. Eric, thanks. Well, a startling once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. If you are getting ready to head to work or getting the kids ready to head to school, get ready to bundle everyone up. Eric, it is downright cold out there this morning.
Yeah, that's right, Gary. We're looking at even at below zero wind chills in parts of our area today. Let's take a look at those current conditions outside right now. It is 5 officially at Rome. Measurement taken within the last, half hour or so. Minus 11 in Johnstown and minus 13 in Saranac Lake. These are the wind chills, by the way. Temperatures not really that much different here either way. It's a very cold morning. Snow showers reported in Syracuse, Hamilton, and in Ithaca due to lake effect. Look at the Earthful Battery live radar here, and we have some of those snow showers mainly falling off of Lake Ontario, impacting the southern tier. The sections of central Madison County and central Chenango County areas south and west, they're seeing the most snow. North and east, it's looking mainly quiet. But this band is going to shift its way north throughout the afternoon, producing the potential for some light, moderate snow. Not a lot of accumulating snow, but still snow falling. Traffic flow this morning, we've got a few minor slowdowns. Appears to be mainly between south of Bridgewater along Route 8 and sections of Route 20 right here. But besides that, lots of green. Don't expect a whole lot of impact, especially for those of you in the Mohawk Valley, although it's going to be very cold. Wind chills today near zero. Wind chills this afternoon in the teens, but temperatures on paper in the 20s. It's going to be a cold one either way. We're going to have a look at the temperature trend for the rest of the week, which could be on the warmer side, straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. 2 mass shootings a half a world apart.
Welcome back to Sunrise here on this Monday morning, and just like that, all the toys are getting sent away right now, and for a great cause for Stuff the Studio and Stuff the Bus. So again, a big thank you to all of you who have been sending in your toy donations. Our photo of the day today takes us to Holland Patton, a great shot right here of a very wintry scene of sun and snow taken by Lisa. An amazing shot here showcasing the wintry scene in late fall here in mid-December. So if you have a photo like this you'd like to share with us showcasing the snowy scene in your neck of the woods, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pic. So big shout out to those of you watching from Holland Patton this morning. Today it's definitely cold to start. We are in the single digits. In fact, Otter Lake at -1, Westmoreland at 9 degrees, and Whitesboro at 7. And we're going to continue to stay that way for much of the day today before we do climb into the 20s, but won't quite feel that way. Very cold with some snow chances this afternoon. We're going to dive into those chances coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Thanks. NBC's The Voice will be live for the first.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Happy Monday morning. Time now is 6:49. Hope you all had a great weekend. The cold continues today. In fact, some snow chances as well. And while we're on the topic of snowfall, let's go over just how much snow we've seen, because my goodness, it's been quite a busy stretch of weather, especially last week. And the snowfall has just continued to add up too. We're at 37.9 inches of snow to date. And our normal sits at 16.6. You can see quite the difference here. 21.3, more than double the average of snow has already fallen here across the area, and we've said this pretty much the last few weeks. It's not even winter time yet. We're a few short days away from that. But either way, it's been quite a snowy season. Lots of snow on the ground at downtown Utica. Roadways, though, looking relatively clear if you have to head outside early this morning, either to work, put the kids in the school bus, or you name it, relatively quiet start. However, looking at the Yorkville Battery Live radar, we have some lake effect to our west that will shift its way north and east throughout the late morning and early afternoon. Not a whole lot of snow, but we're going to still see some snowfall from the sky today. I'll show the accumulation map here in a second. But first, we'll have a look at what we can expect over the next few days. Initially, this snowfall will shift its way north. Notable accumulations around Tug Hill and Jefferson and Lewis counties. Notice here, see those colder colors up north, see these warmer colors down here. This means we're going to see a bit of a warm-up. Not a major one. This is not like a 60 or 70 degree warm-up. We're talking 30s and 40s. But still, if it's 1 degree out this morning, that's considered a warm-up, I should say. But either way, it's going to be a quiet day tomorrow. A few cold fronts to track here and there. But again, we're back into the 30s again and 40s following some of these fronts here. So today, that lake effect begins to move its way north in the late morning, early afternoon. A brief round of light to moderate snow. Heavy snow stays to our north. It weakens, it falls apart. Tomorrow, it's a quiet one. After a chilly start, highs climb into the 20s. Tomorrow night, cloudy skies turn to a warmer start Wednesday morning. We're in the 20s already, climbing into the 30s by the afternoon with some lake effect rain to our northwest. Aside from that, it's a mainly quiet day, but still, we do climb above freezing for the middle of the week. In terms of snowfall today, as you can see here, not expecting a whole lot except for those in Lewis County overnight. That's where a lot of that snowfall is expected. Lewis County, Jefferson County, basically that area near Watertown up north and west of us. So your 7-day forecast, you can see here after a very cold start today, look at this middle week pattern. We're in the mid-30s, above freezing Wednesday, 42 the high Thursday. The warmest time of the week will be Thursday night into Friday. So that's going to be the overnight temperatures. You see the high of, or a low of 38 there. Then we're going to see a bit of a cool down again Friday into the weekend. Then, of course, the first day of winter on the horizon, Gary, on Sunday. We're finally approaching officially winter time. But as we mentioned before, I feel like it's still already been winter.
Yeah, maybe we'll have an early spring.
We'll hope for that.
Yeah. Eric, thanks. Well, a family-owned is joining us now. And Eric, something I haven't seen in quite a while. I saw some sunshine out of our newsroom window a little while ago.
Yeah, we had some sunshine to treat us this morning. Now we're going to see a return to some snowfall. Not a lot, though. So that's the good news here today. Look at the current conditions. Again, the wind chills still expected to remain about as warm as we're going to get today right here in the upper teens. Still some sunshine in the capital region, but that's really about it. The reason for that is some lake effect. Well, mainly clouds, not so much snowfall, but we have the chance of seeing a few flurries. In fact, some of you already seeing some flurries or light snow out there early today. Live look from our tower cam overlooking Utica. Pretty snowy scene out there so far. And again, we look at the radar, we have that snow band slowly approaching from the southwest. It's going to, for the most part, shift its way north and produce a lot of snow in this section of central New York, or this section in New York, I should say. In the meantime, though, as it's lifting, you can see it produce some lingering snow showers. So that's what we're seeing today, the transition period, which could produce some light snow. We're not thinking anything will be notable in terms of any accumulations, maybe a dusting inch or two in some outlying spots there. But again, if you are heading north or west, by any means heading up about 81 toward Watertown, that's where that snow is expected to be the heaviest. But in the meantime, here locally, we're in the 20s, wind chills in the teens. We are tracking a pretty quiet day tomorrow, and in fact, some warmer temperatures to look ahead to the middle of the week. We'll dive into that coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Brand new this noon, Utica Police.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Monday. What a chilly start today, and what a chilly weekend overall, especially on Sunday. We're also seeing some light snow chances today, enough to talk about, of course, our season snowfall total, which, my goodness, it is already one heck of a winter that hasn't even started yet. Winter takes place this coming Sunday, first day of it. But either way, 37.9 inches of snowfall to date. Our normal this time of year sits at 16.6. We are 21.3 inches above average right now, more than double the average of what it would take to get to where we are right now. So it has been an incredibly snowy late November and early December. Downtown Utica, a live view. We're seeing a mix of sunshine, a few clouds, as again, we're just tracking that lake effect moving its way in from the west. If it wasn't for those Great Lakes, it'd be a pretty sunny day outside today. But here we are in central New York when the temperatures fall. The Great Lakes love giving us clouds and, of course, snow showers like what we're seeing here today. This band will continue to shift north, producing light snow for the most part today. I'm not expecting anything majorly impactful. A dusting to an inch or two in some spots at maximum, with the exception, of course, of the areas that will see the most lake effect near Watertown. I'll show you on the SkyCast here in a second. But first, let's talk about what happens over the next few days. So there's that snow that lifts its way north. It produces some pretty significant snow north of Lewis County here. But watch. See all these cold temperatures receding. We're going to get more of a milder, relatively, stretch of weather toward the middle and end of the week, bringing us above freezing. We're going to see our first official several-day thaw. Not a big one, but enough to melt some snow, at least most of the snow on the roadways that haven't melted just yet, and some of those low-lying areas that have a little bit less snow. But either way, we look at the SkyCast today, we're going to see that snow lift its way north. This zone right here, a little bit just south of Watertown, in fact, even including Watertown itself, is going to see the most amount of snow overnight into early tomorrow morning. Then that snow will fizzle away. It's going to be a pretty quiet day. Guys, there's not going to be any snow tomorrow. Believe that. Well, following Tuesday's high of 25 or 26 degrees, we're going to be warming up above freezing by Wednesday. Some lake effect rain out to the west. That'll sweep its way south, maybe a stray flurry or drizzly shower in the late half of the day Wednesday. And this warmer stretch will continue. Now, I mean, I guess this is the time of year we're saying 42 is considered warm, but either way, it's warmer than what we've seen, at least for the last few days. Some rain chances as well. Then our warmest time of the week is going to be Thursday night into Friday, and then a massive cold front moves through Friday. We're going to go from rain back over to snow again, and then we're back to a wintertime feel in the air, especially toward the first day of winter on Sunday, high at 37.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, this year we're getting about 4 months of winter, 5 months of winter.
yeah, so hopefully the winter shifted early and we get an early spring. So
That'll
we'll
be
see.
nice. Eric, thanks. Well, Christmas is just over 2. Joining us now, and Eric, not much of a warm-up today. Some of these wind chills are pretty low. Look at that.
Yeah, 7-degree wind chill in Johnstown, 2 in Saranac Lake. Yeah, not warming up, Gary.
Wow.
Today still looking bitter cold. Let's look across the area. We're at 17 in Rome. In fact, 15 out in Syracuse, 11 Rochester. So regardless of location here, it is a very cold day today. Now, also you notice here, Rochester, Syracuse, Ithaca, and Hamilton all reporting snow showers. We have some of that lake effect slowly approaching from the south. In fact, we can see it right here on our tower cam, that bit of a haze you see out in the distance, that's that snow. And it's so far not expected to be that significant. See these light whites? The dark blues are the ones where the snow is heaviest, and that will stay mainly outside of our area. We're seeing more of that light snow, which, again, is not expected to produce a whole lot of impacts here locally. The trend of it is slowly shifting its way north and east. This heavy snow will eventually set up right here, a very narrow corridor in the intersection of Oswego, Jefferson, and Lewis counties, in that hot spot for lake effect snow. So in the meantime here locally, yes, we're seeing snow, but no, we're not seeing any major impacts from it today. We're in the 20s, cooling down to the teens again tonight. Tomorrow, believe it or not, is going to be snow-free. No snow in the forecast, but on top of that, we're all looking at a slight temperature rise into the 30s, potentially 40s later on this week. We'll dive into that coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Well, this may look like it could be right here in our area, but this is Japan. Yes, a major snowstorm hit parts of northern Japan earlier today. The winter storm produced wind gusts in some locations more than 70 miles per hour and dumped more than 2 feet of snow on the region. The near whiteout conditions caused traffic problems and other disruptions for residents there. The snow accumulations in Hokkaido marked record-breaking amounts for December in the province. The storm system is gradually moving away and conditions are expected to improve soon. Well, we are continuing to follow the breaking news out of Los Angeles.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everybody. On this Monday, quite a cold one out there so far today. And on top of that, some light snow, but nothing like what we saw last week. In fact, a pretty quiet stretch ahead. And while we're in this quieter stretch, let's do a quick bit of a breather here. All right, now we get to recap what has been taking place over the last, week or so. Every single day, snowfall chances definitely do produce some stressful situations when it comes to, forecasts and whatnot. Either way, 37.9 inches, the snowfall measurement to date so far this season. Average sits at 16.6. You can see here what an increase in that departure, 21.3 inches. I think this might be up there higher than what we saw on the departure when we had that New Year's Day snowstorm last year. Now, I'll have to look at the numbers here, but this early in the season being 21 inches, almost 2 feet above normal, is pretty crazy here. Downtown Utica, we've got a mix of some blue skies trying to peek out, but also that lake effect snow working its way in from the south. A few flurries are falling on the camera right now, as expected. The snow band is sweeping its way north. Now you see some of these dark blues, that's heavy snow. Oswego seeing heavy snow right now. It's a bit on the lighter side as you head farther east into the Mohawk Valley. We're only expecting light, maybe moderate snowfall so far today. That heavy snow will take place well north and west of us. So, we look at the bigger picture here. We have that lake effect really setting up mainly in the Watertown area, just north and west of us. Following that, you can see a pretty quiet stretch, but also look at these colors here. Don't they look a little more mild? You got greens and light blues, and that's the case here. The jet stream is finally shifting a little bit more north. We're not in the warm sector, we're just in that little battleground area. So, yes, we'll see some more mild temperatures for the remainder of the week, but they're not going to be majorly warm. But let's show you on the SkyCast here. So, that lake effect sweeps north, some light to moderate snowfall passing through the area before eventually sweeping its way into the Watertown area. Then that will fade out. We have a snowless day tomorrow. That was the last time we said that. Been pretty quiet for much of the Tuesday with highs in the 20s. Then Tuesday night into Wednesday, we start out in the 20s, climbing above freezing in the mid-30s in the Mohawk Valley with a brief run of light sprinkles or flurries as a front moves below us. And then we're going to see that temperature climb again by Thursday. Highs are in the 40s. But I want to emphasize something here. So look at the 2 days here, Thursday and Friday, 42, 41. The warmest time of those 2 days will be overnight. Friday morning, too, also mild. That cold front, very massive cold front moves through. That rain switches over to snow, and we go from 41 in the morning Friday to 15 by Friday night. So we do have some battles taking place in terms of temperature as well as some snow chances as well. And beyond that, too, first day of winter begins to arrive, and we're going to see some rain and snow mix, too.
And another very cold night tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
Eric, thanks. This morning, Assemblywoman
Meteorologist James DeFazio.
Yes, we're tracking some light snow tonight, and fortunately for us, we're not going to see the snowfall that is heading for the Tug Hill Plateau and currently falling across the Tug Hill Plateau. Incredibly heavy snow to the north. Locally, much lighter snow, just a couple of flurries, and they're going to taper off over the next 30 minutes to an hour. Your Better Storm Tracker 2 live radar showing that weakening snow across central New York and that very strong band of snow across the Tug Hill Plateau. Accumulations on the Tug Hill Plateau are going to be quite impressive. We have a snow map showing that things may be measured in feet by the time all is said and done where those lake effect snow warnings are issued. 21 degrees with light snow at Griffiths Rome and calm winds, which is good because we don't need any wind chill factor at play. Roads around the area are a little slick, especially across the North Country. Just be careful if you're doing any traveling. We're seeing some areas of slow goes intermittently across all of central New York. So just take it slow if you're doing any traveling. Lows tonight around 12 degrees with very cold conditions. Coming up, we're going to break down your snowfall forecast, as well as talk about something we haven't seen in a while, a thaw. Jason, Kristen?
All right, thanks, James. Continuing coverage on
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday evening. We're tracking snow showers and light across central New York, heavy across the North Country. But fortunately, we have a much needed break in the forecast for tomorrow and a thaw as we head into midweek. Taking a look at the various webcams across central New York, we can see some of the areas off to the north. Redfield up on the Tug Hill seeing very heavy snow right now, some incredibly heavy snowfall rates cranking to our north. 21 with light snow at Griffiths and Rome and calm winds, which is good because it is rather chilly outside, and that will continue. We'll continue to see light snow for a couple of more hours before dry air fully settles in and winds turn fully southwesterly. Light snow locally, heavy snow to the north. We're tracking finally a dry, snowless day tomorrow, our first day without a snowfall map in what feels like forever, and a much-needed brief thaw ahead midweek. Several consecutive hours of melting ahead. New York 4 Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar not picking up on all of the light snow falling across central New York, but there is some light snow underneath the beam across Utica and Mohawk Valley. Very heavy snow cranking across the Tug Hill Plateau. This is where the lake effect snow warnings are located and where the highest totals are going to be. We're going to see a 12-plus inch bullseye across the peak of the northern Tug Hill Plateau, 6 to 12 inches for Watertown and the rest of the Tug Hill Plateau, 3 to 6 inches for Old Forge, just a coating to a couple of inches for the rest of central New York. Wind chills tonight going to be in the single digits to near below zero by tomorrow morning. A very chilly start to our Tuesday. We have one more wintry day before that more mild air arrives. Widespread snow across the North Country this evening, and winds turn slowly more southwesterly, and that band begins to slowly lift north as we head into the morning hours. It weakens and dissipates through the morning as well. Mostly cloudy skies tomorrow afternoon with highs in the mid-20s. Calm conditions continue into the overnight, and that sets the stage for a much-needed break from a very active weather pattern. A look at tonight, lows right in the low 10s, approximately 12 degrees with very cold conditions. A look at your 7-day forecast. We're tracking a mix of rain and snow, very brief and very light on Wednesday, another full break Thursday, and a chance for us to see the sun, something we haven't seen much of this month. Highs all the way up into the low 40s Thursday and Friday. We're tracking rain to change back to snow Friday into Friday evening, and then dry conditions Saturday, a couple of light snow showers to usher in the beginning of winter. And the long range doesn't have anything to indicate a major snowstorm, and this is a much needed thaw. This several consecutive days of above freezing, we all need to lose a little bit of snowpack for our homes.
For sure. James, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we're following breaking news. Back over to James DeFazio in the Weather Center.
Taking another look at the forecast, and we're tracking very, very heavy lake effect snow across the Tug Hill Plateau. Some of that snow you can see on the New York 4 Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, just far enough south to include extreme northern Oneida County. Very heavy snow falling right now across Lewis County and northern Herkimer County. We're going to see 6 to 12 inches of snow this evening and tonight in those locations. Locally, much calmer, cooler weather with much calmer weather with much lighter snow. We're tracking that heavy snow to stay to the north. We're also finally a dry, snowless day in the forecast for tomorrow. First day without a snow map in what feels like forever, and a much, much needed thaw ahead as we head towards midweek. Temperatures across the region in the upper teens to low 20s. It's chilly out there, but it's not too freezing. Luckily, there's no breeze. There isn't too much of a wind chill factor at play. 21 degrees with light snow, and again, just that light breeze at 3 miles per hour, making it feel like the actual temperature. Coming up, we're going to break down the entirety of your snowfall forecast for tonight and what that thaw looks like. Tonight looks very cold with lows in right around 12 degrees. Jason, Kristen.
All right, thank you, James. 1,000 school children in the
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday evening. We're tracking some lingering light snow across central New York and very heavy snow across the Tug Hill Plateau. We are going to see a bit of a break as we head into tomorrow and midweek, which is going to be much needed and much deserved after several days of active weather and several days of snow. Almost a week straight of it almost seems like consecutive snow maps. 21 degrees with light snow falling at Griffiths and Rome, and the breeze will remain light, which is good. There won't be too much of a wind chill factor at play overnight tonight. We're tracking light snow locally, heavy snow to the north. Finally, a dry, snowless day ahead for Tuesday, and a much-needed thaw midweek. Wednesday and Thursday looking above freezing. We're going to get a little bit of melting, possibly some rainfall as well. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, a couple of light snow showers across central New York, but the main story is this very strong band of lake effect snow cranking right across the Tug Hill Plateau. This is right across central Lewis County, working into Old Forge right now. Some of the snowfall rates in the peak of the Tug Hill Plateau right now are 2 to 3 inches per hour, and that's why things are going to pile up very quickly in those locations. Over a foot of snow in that red bullseye there, 6 to 12 inches across the rest of the Tug Hill Plateau, 3 to 6 inches for Old Forge, a trace to 3 inches for northern Oneida County, where things will be much less. Taking a look at the wind chills for tonight, it's going to be quite chilly. Near zero or single digits to below zero as we head into tomorrow morning. Very cold air remains to begin Tuesday. One more wintry day before things warm up. So this lake effect snow band cranks across the North Country for the entirety of the overnight. It has a slow general northward lift as we head into tomorrow morning. And during the morning hours tomorrow, it fully dissipates and comes to an end. A couple breaks of sun to start our Tuesday, and then clouds increase Tuesday afternoon with highs in the mid-20s. Calm weather continues into Tuesday evening, and that will continue into the first half of Tuesday. Tonight, it's going to be very cold. Lows are only going to be in the low 10s, approximately 12 degrees for Utica and Rome. It could get even colder across some of the outlying areas, both north and south of the valley. We will see some single-digit temperatures. A look at your 7-day forecast. We do start Wednesday primarily dry. However, we have that rain-snow mix on the 7-day because a mix of rain and snow light does arrive during the afternoon and evening. Dry day expected Thursday with partly cloudy skies. A mix of rain changing to snow on Friday. Rain arrives Thursday evening. It's going to be very warm Thursday evening into Friday. Rain changes to snow Friday night. Very hard freeze Friday night into Saturday morning.
Just James DeFazio.
Speaking of the structural collapses, that is one of the reasons I'm so excited we have a thaw in the forecast. That is going to help alleviate some of the issues, help mitigate some of the snowpack we currently have. Calm conditions have worked into downtown Utica, and that will continue tonight. That is not the case across the North Country. The North Country seeing very heavy snowfall, 2 to 3 inch per hour snowfall rates cranking across the Tug Hill Plateau right now. And that is where lake effect snow warnings continue through the night tonight into tomorrow morning. They're going to be measuring in some places in excess of 1 foot of snow by tomorrow morning. 21 degrees with light snow in Rome and a calm wind, which is good because at these temperatures, we don't want much of a wind chill factor at play. Be careful if you're doing any traveling out there. I've gotten reports that it is a little slick out there, that some intersections especially are a little slick, need a little extra time to slow down and stop. We're seeing some slow goes, but for the most part, most of the travel issues lie to the north and across the North Country. Lows tonight going to be cold in the low 10s, approximately 12 degrees. Coming up, we're going to break down the entirety of your snowfall forecast for tonight, as well as what that thaw looks like midweek. Jason, Kristen?
James, thank you. Hundreds of local people are better prepared for winter thanks to you.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday evening. We're tracking heavy snow across the North Country tonight, but calmer conditions that are going to arrive for the rest of the week. Taking a look at various webcams across Central New York, you can see the ones that are across the northern portions of the viewing area seeing some snow. Old Forge, Whiteface, Woodgate, Redfield seeing some light snow, and heavier snowfalls to the north of there on the Tug Hill. 21 degrees with light snow at Griffith and Rome, and calm winds, which will continue. We're not expecting a wind chill factor to be overly at play tonight. It's going to just feel like the actual temperature, which will be quite chilly. Temperatures dip down into the teens tonight. Light snow locally, heavy snow to the north. We're tracking finally a dry, snowless day tomorrow, our first day without a snowfall map in quite some time, and a much-needed thaw ahead midweek. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We have a very strong band of lake effect snow across the North Country. This is cranking across the Tug Hill Plateau and into northern Herkimer County. Some of the areas seeing the heaviest snow from Adams to Worth to Lowville, even Old Forge seeing very heavy snow. These snowfall rates are in excess of 2+ inches per hour, and that is why some of these totals are going to be very impressive by tomorrow morning. 12+ inches of snow in this red zone, 6 to 12 inches for the rest of the Tug Hill Plateau, 3 to 6 inches for Old Forge and some of southern Lewis County, just a trace to 3 inches across northern Oneida County, which with much lesser amounts. Tomorrow morning, it's going to be rather cold. It's going to feel like single digits to below zero, and that's a chilly start to the week ahead of a chilly day, our last chilly day before our much-needed thaw. A look at Skycast for tonight showing that lake effect band cranking across the North Country nearly stationary. As we head towards tomorrow morning, it lifts northward and dissipates and weakens. We begin the day with a little bit of sunshine, but clouds increase during the afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies with highs in the mid-20s. A calm, clear night to begin tomorrow night, and that sets the stage for a clear start, calm start to your Wednesday. Tonight, lows right around 12 degrees with cold conditions. A look at your 7-day forecast. Wednesday, we're tracking some light rain and snow, but it doesn't arrive until the afternoon and evening. Most of Tuesday looks entirely dry, and most of Wednesday looking dry as well. Thursday, another dry day, and we climb above 40 degrees with partly cloudy skies. On Friday, rain arrives Thursday night into Friday, a big freeze Friday night into Saturday. Rain changes back over to snow, brings us back into winter, which kind of sets the stage because that's a day or two before the first day of astrological winter.
James, thank you.
All right, thank you. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. We're going to take a look at the best plays. Time now for a first look at the forecast with meteorologist James DeFazio in for Bill tonight.
Taking a look at the Tug Hill.
Yeah. How much snow have they gotten in the last, let's say, 3 days?
That, oh my gosh, probably about
Feet.
36 inches.
Yeah, so about 3 feet.
Yes, about 3 feet total. And this fell
Just in
in 6 hours.
Wow.
In 6 hours. And
Okay.
we're continuing to track this heavy lake effect snow across the Tug Hill Plateau, and it's going to continue through the night tonight. Fortunately, tomorrow we're tracking a dry, quiet, much needed break in the action. Taking a look at some of our photos for tonight. And there we go. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Didn't want to pop up there, but there we are. We have that lake effect snow band cranking across central Lewis County as well as northern Herkimer County, and that's going to continue through the overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Temperatures across the region are chilly. We are in the teens to near 20, and that is going to continue overnight tonight. By tomorrow morning, these wind chills are going to be in the single digits to near below zero. 20 degrees with the cloudy skies at Griffith and Rome. Calm winds for now, although just a light breeze tomorrow morning is going to make it feel downright frigid. Tonight, lows are going to be around 12 degrees, and it's going to be frigid, and we're tracking a thaw. Take a look at our temperature trend for the next couple of days. Midweek, we climb above freezing. Thursday looking very warm in the low 40s. Coming up, we're going to break down the entirety of the thaw as well as show just how much snow the Tug Hill is going to get tonight. Jason?
All right, thank you, James. State Police and Emergency.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday evening. We're tracking wintry weather yet again. Fortunately, it's primarily across the Tug Hill Plateau in the North Country where people are utilizing that wintry weather. And we're going to see a little bit of a break as we head into tomorrow. Finally, a dry, calm day. But take a look at Old Forge. They're seeing quite a bit of snow tonight. 3 to 6 inches of snow is falling across the North Country, at that portion of the North Country. Some areas seeing higher amounts, which we'll show in a moment. 20 degrees with cloudy skies at Griffith and Rome, and calm winds. Calm winds will continue overnight tonight, which will limit that wind chill factor. That changes tomorrow morning. Light snow locally tonight, heavy snow to the north. Finally, a dry, snowless day forecast for Tuesday. And we have a thaw ahead. We're going to climb above freezing for 3 consecutive days and get a much-needed break in the snowpack. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar showing some light snow back to the west of Syracuse, but we're really focused on this very strong lake effect band. It's turned a little bit more southwesterly over the last couple of hours. It's not quite cranking as due east-west as it was earlier, but that will return. We're beginning to see some more snow building back out over Lake Ontario. Just south of Watertown is going to be the bullseye for this event. By the areas just to the south of Watertown are going to be in excess of 1 foot of snow by tomorrow morning, 6 to 12 inches for the entirety of the Tug Hill Plateau, including Watertown, 3 to 6 inches for Old Forge, a trace to 3 inches for the rest of us across central New York. Tomorrow morning, we're going to get to see the sun, something we haven't seen much of at all lately. Partly sunny skies during tomorrow morning, some breaks of sun before clouds increase in the afternoon. It's going to be a welcome surprise. It will come at a cost, though. It's going to be quite chilly. Feel like temperatures tomorrow morning when we wake up are going to be in the single digits to a few degrees below zero, a very chilly start to the day. This lake effect snow band stays parked across the North Country and continues to lift northward later tonight and weakens in full right around daybreak. A sunny start to the day, but clouds increase during the early afternoon, and it's a clear, calm night as we head into Tuesday night. Wednesday, take a look at these temperatures Wednesday morning. Above freezing, 35 degrees, and finally, warmer, comfortable air. Tonight, though, we're still in the freezer, lows around 12 degrees with cold conditions. A look at your 7-day forecast. We're tracking a couple of dry days that are going to give us a much-needed break from all of this snow. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, cloudy on Wednesday, but warmer. Partly cloudy on Thursday with highs in the low 40s. Rain changes to snow Friday into Saturday.
Time now for a first look at the forecast with meteorologist James DeFazio.
It's coming down on the Tug Hill.
Oh, so they've got probably at least 3 feet up there, right?
Yes, on the ground, absolutely. And this fell in 6 hours, just under 7 inches of snow in 6 hours. They've gotten another 3 inches since then. They'll probably get another 6 inches more. The Tug Hill Plateau is going to see some very impressive numbers by tomorrow morning, and that's why those lake effect snow warnings are in effect for Jefferson, for Lewis, and for Oswego County. Taking a look at our radar for tonight. There we go. 20 degrees with cloudy skies up at Griffith and Rome. Dew point all the way down at 17. Very dry out, and it feels like 20 because the winds are light. That continues for the next couple of hours. We will see that wind increase as we head towards daybreak tomorrow, and that is going to make for some wind chills tomorrow morning that are going to be below zero and around zero. Very uncomfortable air. Lows tonight around 12 degrees with very cold conditions. We are tracking a bit of a reprieve, though. A thaw is in the forecast for this week. We climb above freezing on Wednesday and stay above freezing until Friday afternoon. Coming up, we're going to break all of that down as well as look at the total snowfall forecast for the Tug Hill tonight. Jason?
James, thank you. State Police.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday evening. Taking a look at Old Forge, they've seen 3 to 6 inches of snow this evening, a very wintry scene across the North Country. And that's going to continue through the overnight tonight before we finally get a much-needed break in the active weather. 20 degrees with cloudy skies at Griffiths and Rome, and fortunately the breeze is light, only a 3-mile-per-hour breeze out of the east-southeast, not enough to even create a wind chill factor, and hopefully that continues through the entirety of the overnight. That changes tomorrow morning. Wind chills tomorrow morning look to be 0 degrees or slightly below. Light snow locally. Heavy snow keeps falling to the north on the Tug Hill Plateau. We're finally tracking a dry, snowless day on this upcoming Tuesday. Our first day without a snowfall map in what feels like quite some time, and a much-needed thaw in the midweek upcoming. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar showing that we have a couple of light snow showers to the west of Syracuse, but the main focus and the main show is across the Tug Hill Plateau, where steady to moderate to heavy snow at times continues to fall. We've seen this band turn from east-west, west-east, to a little bit more of a southwesterly angle, and it got Watertown in on the action. Looking back across Lake Ontario, it's a little bit more westerly, so I'm still thinking that that bullseye is going to be just south of Watertown. We're expecting 12-plus inch totals across the Tug Hill Plateau tonight, 6 to 12 inches for Watertown and the rest of the upper Tug Hill, 3 to 6 inches for Old Forge and the rest of Lewis County, and then a trace 3-inch for the areas of outlying northern Oneida County. Much lighter amounts. Tomorrow morning, we may get to see the sun. We're expecting some breaks of sunshine tomorrow morning before clouds steadily increase in the afternoon. It's also going to be a very brisk start. Temperatures tomorrow morning feel like temperatures in the single digits to a few degrees below zero. This lake effect band weakens and lifts north tonight and completely works out of our area for tomorrow before a completely calm Tuesday. A much-deserved break in the extremely active weather. Tonight, a very chilly night, lows around 12 degrees. A look at your 7-day forecast, a much-needed break in not just the snowfall, but in terms of the temperature. We're finally going to climb above freezing on Wednesday, and we see a multi-day thaw, upper 40s with partly cloudy skies on Thursday. Friday, we head back into winter, but we have rainfall arriving Thursday night into Friday. Rain changes to snow Friday evening. A hard freeze Friday night into Saturday morning. Could be a little.
We'll lose a little bit of the snowpack, but something crazy would have to happen for us to go no snow for Christmas.
Correct, and I do think it is going to be a little close because we are going to get a little bit of rain Thursday night. I do think we'll lose about half of our snow.
Okay.
But yeah, we will still have. There are more opportunities coming.
All righty. Thank you, sir. Coming up next,